Hello student, today we are going to discuss the exercise questions of chapter number 9, why do we fall ill. So the first question, and this is starting from page number 187. So the first question is, how many times did you fall ill in the last 1 year? So they are asking the question, how many times did you fall ill? Okay, so I don't know how many times did you fall ill in the last 1 year, that only you knows. Okay, but then we can say 2-3 times generally we fall ill in a year, maybe one time or two times or maybe three times. Okay, what were the illnesses? So it can be any illness, like common cold can be there, that is the most common disease. Nowadays we have COVID-19, but then generally we have common cold as the common disease. Okay, so you, if you want, you can write a separate answer also, what were your illnesses, that only you knows. Okay, think of one change you could make in your habits in order to avoid any of or most of the above illness. So if I have common cold, then I will avoid meeting with the people who are having common cold, or I will avoid going to overcrowded places, because if the people are having common cold there, then I may also catch it, or I will wear the mask to avoid coming in contact with the air which contain the virus having common cold. Or what can I do is that also I can also increase my immunity. Okay, because we know prevention is better than cure. Okay, so here it is there, you can see here one change I would make in my to avoid the above illness is that I would take proper diet rich in vitamin C, and this will increase my immunity. Or I will avoid going to overcrowded places, or I may going wear mask also. So any of this you can write it. Okay, now think of one change you wish in your surroundings in order to avoid or most of the illness. So the best answer is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, means we should keep our surroundings neat and clean. So if our surroundings are neat and clean, then most of the disease will not be there. Means the vectors will also not be there. So vector borne disease will also not be there. Okay, so clean drinking water is there, clean air is there. So we can avoid most of the diseases. Now let us move to the question number 2. A doctor or a health worker or a nurse is exposed to more sick people, because they treat only the sick people only. No one who is well, physically fit, will go to the doctor. Okay, so we go to the doctor only when we have certain kind of disease. Okay, so find out how he or she avoids getting sick. So we need to find out how that person avoid getting sick. So we know that doctors wear gloves, doctor wear mask. Okay, doctors should have to have balanced diet so that their immunity is more stronger than the other people. They have to maintain their hygiene. You might have seen, if you go to any dentist, they keep on washing the hands after every patient. Why? Because the germs from the mouth of one patient can transfer to other patient, or they can transfer to their mouth also, in their body also. So that is why they wash their hands, they sanitize their hands, they use mask and gloves, and they avoid direct contact with the patients. Okay, so this is how they can avoid getting sick. If they get sick, then who will treat them? Who will treat us also? Okay, now let us talk about question number 3. So conduct a survey in your neighborhood. Now this cannot be done nowadays, because we know it is corona and COVID-19 is there everywhere. So coronavirus cases are increasing, so don't go to neighborhood. So find out what three most common diseases are, and suggest any three steps that could be taken by your local authorities to bring down the incidence of these diseases, to bring down uh, uh, the diseases, or to cure most of the diseases. Okay, so this is a very simple answer, and the most common diseases are, the first one I already told you, we have common cold. So what can we do in common cold? Okay, we can clean our surroundings, Okay, we can wear the mask. If all people wear the mask, then less people will get the disease and spreading will be less. Okay, or one of the disease malaria. So malaria is because of the female anopheles mosquito. So if we keep our surroundings clean, we don't have water in our surrounding, water logging is not there, then the mosquitoes will not breed in them and will not transfer malaria. Typhoid is caused by drinking water, the contaminated drinking water, and that water is contaminated because of the human faces, human excreta. So if people do not defecate in the open, means they don't they do toilet in their homes only or in the places which are provided by the government, okay, that we call as sulabh shauchalay. If they go and do the toilet there only, then these kind of diseases will not spread. So we need to keep our drinking water and food items to be away from the human excreta. Then common cold, and already I have told you. Then COVID-19, how can we avoid it? By going avoiding overcrowded places. We can wear masks, we can sanitize our hands, that we already know the guidelines are given by the government. So you can write any other uh, disease if you want. Okay, a baby is not able to tell his or her parents, okay, or caretaker that he or she is sick. What would help us to find out that the baby is sick? The baby, the small babies, they are 1 year old, they cannot talk. They more than less than 1 year old also they cannot talk, and more than 1 year also sometimes they cannot talk much. So they cannot tell what is their disease. They cannot tell that I am having diarrhea or I am having typhoid. So what is the most common thing they do is cry. They keep on crying and crying and crying. Okay, so if the baby is crying continuously, then we can know that something is wrong with the baby. Or we can check the temperature. If the baby is having high temperature, it means that he is or she is having some problem. We can check the nose. If the nose is coming out, nostrils are blocked and the nose is dripping, then we can say that the baby is having some problem. Or we can say the diapers, check the diapers, and if we find out any loose motions are there, then we will know that there is some kind of problem. Or we can see if the baby is not feeding regularly, okay, not taking the regular diet, then also we can say that something is wrong. So these are some of the symptoms which can tell us that something is wrong with that baby. So what is the sickness? The sickness can be anything, so it depends upon the symptoms of the disease. So that is the answer. I hope you have understood the answer. Now let us talk about the next question, number 5. Under which of the following condition is person is most likely to fall sick? Number 1, when she is recovering from malaria. Okay, when the person is recovering from malaria, the immunity is low, so the person can become sick because the immunity is already less. When she has recovered from malaria and is taking care of someone suffering from chickenpox, so that can also be the answer. Why? Because now you have to write the answer and you have to give the valid reason. Okay, so I am discussing all the points A, B and C, and then we will discuss that in which case most likely the person will get sick. So when the person has recovered from malaria, already the immunity is less, and on top of that you are taking care of someone suffering from chickenpox. Now chickenpox is a contagious disease, it can easily spread, it is a communicable disease, it can easily spread from the infected person to the healthy person. So in this case also the person will get sick. Now the third option, let us see, when she is on a 4-day fast. Now when we fast, we don't eat proper energy, we don't eat proper food, and we don't have proper energy to fight with the microbes, so it means that our immunity is less. So when she is on a 4-day fast after recovering from malaria, means she is on a fast and recovered from malaria, means fasting decreases our immunity. When we recover from a disease, then also our immunity is less, and taking care of someone suffering from a chicken pox. So that is on top of that you are taking care of someone who is suffering from chicken pox. It will be most likely, according to me, this will be the most likely option that you are going to get sick. because when you are on a 4-day fast your immunity is less. When you are recovering from malaria again your immunity is less, and on top of that you take care of someone suffering from chickenpox, you invite that chickenpox virus to come in your body and attack and cause you the chickenpox. So that is why according to me this is the best option of this answer. Now the question number 6 is, under which of the following conditions are you most likely to fall sick? Number 1, when you are taking examinations. This is the tantrum by most of the students. Okay, so this is not the probable answer. Okay, you can take, you can get sick because of the examination stress. Okay, but not necessarily that everyone will get sick. When you travel by bus, by a train, by bus and train for 2 days. Okay, now let us read the third question also. When your friend is suffering from measles, now let us discuss this question, this point, and then we will move to the B option. So when your friend is suffering from measles, it is not necessary, it is not written here that you are living with your friend. Okay, so your friend is living in India and you are living in US, or you are living in India and your friend may be living in US. How you are going to get sick when you are not living with your friend? So this option is only applicable when your friend is living with you. Okay, so then only you will get sick because of the measles, because measles is a contagious disease or a communicable disease. But then according to me, when you travel by bus and train for 2 days, now buses and train in India are overcrowded. Whenever you go to a bus station, it is an overcrowded place. When you sit on a seat, it is not sanitized. You don't know who was sitting earlier there. And then when we travel, we uh, come in contact with variety of people. Many people we come in contact, we don't know who is sick and who is not sick, who is well and who is sick. Okay, so we are exposed to many kind of disease causing microbes. And then when we travel by bus or train for 2 days, so when we are traveling for 2 days means we don't have a time or place to change our clothes or to take bath, so we cannot maintain our personal hygiene. Number one. Number two, we cannot take a balanced diet because we have to depend on the food provided by the dhabas or by the railway stations, and we don't know whether it is cooked healthily. Healthy food is available there or not, which oil is used there or not. So according to me, this is the most likely option that we will get sick when we travel by bus or train for 2 days. Okay, so with this we have completed all our questions, and I hope that you are writing your notes properly. Thank you, students.